Welcome to another episode of Sacred Texts Summarized, where we explore the timeless wisdom found in the world's most venerable spiritual and philosophical traditions. Today, our focus is on the Ramayana, one of the two great epics of ancient India, the other being the Mahabharata. Commonly attributed to the sage Valmiki, the Ramayana comprises over 24,000 verses and narrates the life of Rama, an incarnation of virtue and righteousness. While deeply rooted in Hindu tradition, this epic transcends cultural boundaries, inviting us to reflect on themes of duty, love, leadership, and spiritual integrity. 1. Setting the stage. The Kingdom of Ayodhya. Our story begins in the illustrious kingdom of Ayodhya, ruled by the wise king Dasharatha. He has 3 queens, Kausalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra, and 4 sons, Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, and Shatrughna. Among them, Rama is renowned for his extraordinary virtue, strength, and adherence to Dharma, righteous duty. His half-brother, Lakshmana, becomes a central figure for his unyielding loyalty and devotion to Rama. Dharma as the central principle. In Hindu philosophy, Dharma reflects the cosmic and moral order that sustains the universe. The Ramayana highlights Rama's unwavering commitment to Dharma at every turn, an echo of Krishna's teachings in the Bhagavad Gita, where the importance of selfless action and fulfillment of one's righteous duty is paramount. Better is one's own Dharma, though imperfectly performed, than the Dharma of another well performed. Bhagavad Gita 3:35. In Buddhism, the term Dharma, Dhamma, signifies the Buddha's teachings and the natural law that governs reality. The emphasis on ethical conduct, sila, and harmony in the Ramayana finds a parallel in Buddhist thought, which teaches that righteous action helps reduce suffering, dukkha, and fosters collective well-being. 2. A dramatic twist, exile in the forest. As Rama comes of age, King Dasharatha resolves to crown him the next ruler of Ayodhya. However, in a dramatic twist, Queen Kaikeyi invokes a favour granted to her long ago. She demands that Rama be exiled to the forest for 14 years, and that her own son Bharata be installed on the throne. Bound by his respect for his father's word, Rama embraces exile. This sacrifice not only manifests his loyalty and sense of duty, it sets the moral tone for the entire epic. Rama's decision resonates with the Karma Yoga notion from the Bhagavad Gita, acting in accordance with duty while surrendering personal attachment to outcomes. Comparative lens, renunciation and spiritual growth. Hindu perspective. Ancient Hindu texts, including the Upanishads, describe a life stage called vanaprastha, forest dwelling, where worldly responsibilities are relinquished in favour of spiritual development. Although Rama's exile is thrust upon him rather than chosen outright, his sojourn in the forest becomes an opportunity for deepening ethical fortitude. In Valmiki Ramayana, Ayodhya Kanda, Rama explicitly states he must honour his father's word, shining a light on the principle of honouring Dharma above self-interest. Buddhist perspective. Buddhism advocates renunciation as a powerful avenue for insight. The Buddha himself attained enlightenment in a forest setting. Parallels can be found when Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana enter the wilderness, stripping away royal comforts in favour of simplicity and introspection. Their forest life mirrors the monastic path in Buddhism, stepping away from material attachments to cultivate inner clarity. 3. Trials in the wilderness, encounters with sages and demons. During their forest exile, Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana encounter wise sages who enhance their spiritual growth and demonic adversaries who test their courage. In these episodes, we see how moral determination and spiritual wisdom intertwine. From a Buddhist vantage point, such trials illustrate how kilesas, defilements like greed, hatred, and delusion, test an individual's resolve to remain on the righteous path. 4. Ravana, the 10-headed king of Lanka. The wilderness narrative intensifies when the story introduces Ravana, the formidable 10-headed king of Lanka. Hearing of Sita's beauty and virtue, Ravana devises a deceitful plan to abduct her. Disguised as a mendicant, he lures Sita away from Rama and Lakshmana's protection. Ravana's ego and unchecked desire. Ravana is not simply a villain, but a multifaceted character, a testament to human complexities driven by ambition, ego, and craving. His fall from grace aligns with broader Hindu and Buddhist lessons on the perils of unbridled desire. Hindu reflection. Ravana's 10 heads symbolize rampant desires and uncontrolled ego. Despite his exceptional skills and learned background, his karma, lust, and avidya, ignorance, lead him astray, showing that knowledge without humility can be perilous. Buddhist parallel. The Dhammapada 216 warns that craving, tanha, brings sorrow and fear. Ravana personifies how lobha, greed, dosa, hatred, and moha, delusion, culminate in personal suffering and societal chaos. By seizing Sita, Ravana unleashes a cosmic imbalance, an example of how violating Dharma disrupts the moral fabric of the world. 5. The search for Sita and the emergence of Hanuman. Determined to rescue Sita, Rama and Lakshmana journey through dense forests and unknown territories, gathering allies along the way. Among these allies is the noble Hanuman, a Vanara, monkey being of extraordinary strength and keen intellect. Hanuman soon becomes one of Rama's most ardent devotees. Hanuman's devotion and bhakti yoga. In Hindu devotion, bhakti yoga, complete surrender to the divine paves the way for spiritual fulfillment. Hanuman embodies this principle. He selflessly dedicates his life to serving Rama, not for personal gain, but out of pure devotion. His legendary leap across the ocean to locate Sita in Lanka exemplifies the transformative power of unwavering faith and determination. In the Bhagavad Gita, 12:20, Krishna honors the faithful devotee, which parallels Hanuman's unwavering bhakti. He who worships me with unfaltering devotion is dear to me. From a Buddhist perspective, while there is no concept of an all-powerful God to whom one devotes oneself in the same manner, Hanuman's boundless compassion, courage, and altruistic action reflect the Buddhist virtues of metta, loving kindness, and varya, energy or perseverance. Hanuman's steadfast determination to aid Rama, an embodiment of righteousness, mirrors the bodhisattva ideal of acting for the welfare of others. 6. The Great Battle in Lanka. Following Hanuman's reconnaissance, Rama marshals an army of Vanaras to confront Ravana in Lanka. This colossal battle is not just a clash of armed forces, but also a confrontation of ideals, dharma, moral duty, challenging adharma, unrighteousness. In the end, Rama kills Ravana and frees Sita. This victory reaffirms a central tenet in both Hinduism and Buddhism. Unrighteous actions born of ego and desire inevitably lead to downfall. The story highlights how humility, ethical conduct, and devotion triumph over unchecked ambition and self-interest. 7. Sita's trial by fire, society, and purity. Upon her rescue, Sita faces societal suspicions regarding her purity after her captivity in Ravana's palace. To uphold her honor and quell doubts, Sita undergoes a trial by fire, emerging untouched by the flames. This dramatic moment showcases her inner integrity, a powerful statement on how true virtue remains unsullied by external forces. Hindu symbolism. Sita's trial resonates with the Upanishadic notion that the Atman, true self, is immutable and unaffected by external phenomena. Even in a patriarchal context, this episode draws attention to Sita's spiritual strength, emphasizing moral purity over societal norms. Buddhist reflection. Although Buddhism does not emphasize ritual purity in this manner, Sita's ordeal can be seen as a metaphor for truth, saka, that which endures despite worldly challenges. Her trial underscores the principle that inner truthfulness cannot be harmed by external circumstances, reflecting the Buddhist focus on integrity and clarity of mind. 8. Return to Ayodhya and Rama's coronation. With Ravana defeated and Sita's honour upheld, Rama returns to Ayodhya to assume his rightful place as king. His coronation signifies the restoration of Dharma in the land. Often referred to as Rama Rajya, his reign becomes a byword for righteous governance, marked by compassion, equity, and prosperity. Leadership and cosmic order. Hindu understanding. In texts like the Katha Upanishad 2.2.1, cosmic unity depends on aligning individual duty, svadharma, with universal law, sanatana dharma. Rama's moral leadership echoes this alignment, demonstrating how a virtuous ruler safeguards the spiritual and material welfare of his people. Buddhist parallel. The archetype of a Chakravartin, wheel-turning monarch, in Buddhist law, highlights the qualities of a righteous king who rules ethically for the benefit of all beings, paralleling Rama's just reign. 9. Scholarly reflections. Dharma, moksha, and attachment. The Ramayana is as much a philosophical text as it is a grand narrative. Scholars and practitioners throughout history have drawn parallels between the epic and broader Hindu and Buddhist teachings, Dharma leading to liberation. In Hindu thought, performing one's Dharma paves the path to moksha, spiritual liberation. Rama's obedience to duty, no matter the personal cost, exemplifies how ethical living fosters spiritual growth. Ravana's downfall underscores that ignoring or breaching Dharma ultimately leads to suffering, non-attachment and suffering. Ravana's story is a cautionary tale about craving, tanha, and attachment, upadana. His desire for Sita entangles him in the very illusions, maya, that lead to his destruction, akin to the Buddhist Four Noble Truths, which pinpoint craving as the root of suffering. Layered literary and moral lessons. The Ramayana is a Sema-Ti text, meaning it is remembered tradition. Its power lies in blending poetic storytelling with philosophical teachings on duty, honour, love, and sacrifice. Over centuries, it has been reinterpreted in countless regional languages and cultural forms, societal norms, and gender roles. Sita's trial by fire invites an ongoing dialogue about gender norms, patriarchal structures, and the resilience of women. Modern readers often reflect on how her portrayal intersects with contemporary quests for social justice and equality. 10. Living the lessons. Personal and spiritual practice. As we immerse ourselves in the Ramayana, we might pause and ask, how do we embody its timeless principles in modern life? Integrity in daily life. Rama's acceptance of exile reminds us to remain steadfast in our values, even under pressure or personal sacrifice. Renunciation and simplicity. The forest exile underscores the value of stepping away from material distractions to cultivate inner peace and clarity, an essential teaching in both Hindu and Buddhist ascetic traditions. Controlling desires. Ravana's fate warns us against letting greed, lust, or vanity dictate our actions. Mindful living, whether through yoga or meditation, can help us curb unwholesome impulses. Faith and compassion. Hanuman's boundless devotion and courage exemplify how loving service to a noble cause transcends personal limitations, mirroring Bhakti Yoga in Hinduism and Karuna, compassion, in Buddhism. Inner truth. Sita's ordeal is a reminder that authentic virtue cannot be tarnished by external circumstances, paralleling Upanishadic teachings about the unchanging self and Buddhist lessons on truthfulness. 11. Concluding. Thoughts? A universal call to righteous living. The Ramayana stands as a philosophical beacon for seekers from all walks of life. By merging storytelling with ethical and spiritual frameworks, it reminds us that duty, dharma, and devotion, bhakti, when guided by wisdom, nurture harmony in both the inner self and society. Renunciation, vairagya, and the cultivation of compassion help overcome the divisive forces of ego and unrestrained desire. The struggle between good and evil is not merely external, like Rama versus Ravana, but also an inner battle waged in the human heart. When read alongside the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, and even through a Buddhist lens, the Ramayana's multi-layered lessons illuminate a path of ethical living grounded in empathy, devotion, and truth. Ultimately, the Ramayana beckons us to live with greater integrity, compassion, and commitment to our higher values. Whether it is the innocence and virtue of Sita, the steadfast loyalty of Lakshmana, the devotion of Hanuman, or the heroic righteousness of Rama. These archetypal roles remind us of the possibilities for moral courage in our own lives. From whom all beings proceed and by whom they all live, that is Brahman. Seek to know that, O Nachiketa. Katha Upanishad 2.22. 1. This Upanishadic verse points to a unitive cosmic vision, aligning personal conduct with the universal truth that upholds the cosmos. As we integrate the Ramayana's teachings into our day-to-day experiences, we participate in creating a more harmonious and just world. Where in your life can you channel Rama's sense of duty, Sita's purity of heart, or Hanuman's unwavering devotion? How might these principles, whether grounded in Hindu or Buddhist wisdom, reorient your priorities, strengthen your relationships, and bring a measure of peace and fulfillment? We conclude by inviting you to reflect on your own Dharma. In quiet moments, consider how small acts of courage, compassion, and integrity can ripple outward, shaping a more ethical and compassionate world. May the timeless story of the Ramayana guide and inspire you as you walk your own path toward truth, harmony, and enlightenment. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If these insights resonate with you, consider sharing them with others who may likewise benefit from the Ramayana's expansive wisdom. Until next time, may these teachings inspire you to live with greater peace, understanding, and intention in the spirit of Dharma.